Okay, so this is the giant project for One Life. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and because I'm recording this, it's so slow. This started off with the piano that I recorded. Let me show you. I think it's like fun to see the before and after. So this is how it sounds now. Right? You can see this is the chain, what I used. Let me unwarp it too, so. Right, so okay, so I recorded this on my piano at home, and then it went from this. It's just a different chord progression at that point, because you can see I chopped it up right there. So then I added some EQ, and then the chorus, that's how you get this. And then, okay, so it's a distortion, and then the EQ stuff, whatever, you get the point. So that becomes the basis, and that's what I modeled. This is my synth. Alright, now it's glitching. Okay. Here's how it sounds coming from the synth. Right? Drum bus, compressor. So that's a little beefiness. Then I added this micro shifter to give it stereo. Then I made the bass mono here, added 2 EQs to give it room in the mix. So you got the piano and the bass, and then I added the synth. Which you will hear later on more prominently. I got of course, the ear candy, some fun stuff, which, you know, oh wait. The next element is this group of synths. What? Oh, this is something fun. Okay, not much on there or here, but this was some fun stuff I did on my synth. I don't know. It's just like in the background. All right, let's go to the drums. I'm tired of like this stuff. Okay. I've had so many technical difficulties, so this is like a whole nother day. The audio didn't record in some of the screen recordings, so we're gonna go over the drums and everything once again. So once it loads, let's go to the verse first. So I just have a kick and a snare, hi-hats, and then the bongos. It's pretty simple. And when I recorded this the first time, I was raving over the drum bus, and that's still true, because we're going to listen to it with and without the kick. And then this is the snare. It just changes the sound in a way that I like, so I just use it a lot. Then I have a hi-hat, and then we're going to talk about the bongos, because these are really fun. I took this loop, which sounds like this. Oh. So it sounds like this. Basically, I chopped it up in a way and added this grain delay and made it my own. And then here's with and without the grain delay. it just adds a little bit of spice, you know, something fun in there. And yeah. Okay, so let's go to the chorus drums. It's the same, but I add this little loop, which, you know, doesn't do much. And these little things in your left ear, and that just adds, you know, some more stuff. But the most important thing is this clap on every other snare. I don't know, and I changed the kick pattern. Whatever. Okay, let's talk about the chorus. This is the chorus with no drums.
Watching kids have fun, living out their life. Told myself to push on through, gotta change my mind.
Super cool stuff. We'll just go through it real quick. The bass. You know, it's just the same synth from earlier. I just recorded different. This synth is super cool. It's mini mode, I think, like preset, and then I just recorded it to match the melody, and then every now and then I would just duplicate it to be like ear candy. And it would match the melody, the chorus, the vocals. So if you put them together with the vocals.
Watching kids have fun, living out their life.
We'll talk about the vocals in a second. Not much. And then if you remember from the first section, I brought the bells back and the weird thing. You get that. I got this little pluck that there's also ear candy. I just added that to make it better. I don't know. Okay, now the vocals. Let's listen to them.
Watching kids have fun, living out their life.
Okay, so this I just did the technique I just like learned somehow, that you have the vocal in the center and then two on the left and right, and so it's just multiple different takes. You can actually see I like splice different takes from take 54 and 58. This is 3 different takes. Same with the main, and then so the vocal chain is actually like, oh, it's here. I have this as a preamp, the 610, and then I have the one that people talk about a lot, which is having the 1176 and the LA2A. And this one, especially in the verse, like right here, you can see this spike. If you listen to the verse, you can see how the 1170 captures the spike.
The wind has picked up again.
Before the LA2A softens everything together. So that's the same thing that's happening in the chorus. And I have the neutron elements, the Pultec doing some EQ, brightening up the vocals. So without all of that, here's just the main one, the main chorus, without any of the main effects. Okay, so here's before.
Watching kids have fun, living out their life. Told myself to push on through.
And after.
Told myself to push on through. Gotta change my mind.
Totally sounds different. And then also with the other vocals are the ahs, and I added this at the very last minute because I wanted the chorus to sound bigger.
Watching kids have fun, living out.
Super cool. And then, oh yeah, I have the synth effects, which is, it's a percussion sound on my synth, and I just turned the delay up an extreme amount. It makes it, it's wild. During the chorus, I have this synth that I just added a bunch of reverb to. Without the reverb. It's just ambiance, especially with this other stuff. And then, you know, impacts, transitions. And this is cool because you hear this now. You know, I didn't hear that in the song, but then in the song you can like hear it now. It's really, the ear candy adds something very small. And so together that's the chorus basically.
Wonder what I'm waiting for.
this thing, this just made the song sound so much more professional. Whoa, what is that? That is, well, it's me, but if I take away the tape, that's it. That's what the vocal is. And what I did is I added a tape delay, and I automated it, as you can see here. I automated this, I automated the feedback, and the pan, so it like goes to your left ear. And that is the same exact thing that I did to transition from the second chorus right here into the weird section. Before we get to that, I'm just going to go over this second part of the second chorus real quick, and I just changed a few things for that new vocal line. Like the filler synth that was here before this, it now becomes the main melody, and the original synth that went along with the melody now becomes in the background, because I do also keep the left and right from the main thing, and then the left and right from the new melody. So there's just a lot going on. Oh yeah, something you might not have heard in the actual song is this. I don't know, this was something fun I did. See, now you can hear it now. So back to the tape delay is what I use for this transition right here.
I don't deserve having fun.
So that is the same exact plugin, but what it does is everything that like I have here, this box that has a red dot, is being automated with that. So the bass is getting delayed, the piano, if we solo those. So that, there's other stuff like the bells and this weird synth are being echoed. Oh, my vocals are actually not. The ambience right here is, and just like all builds together to this weird section. In the weird section, I chop up the piano loop, record a new bass line to reflect that, and chop up the other synth that's following the melody. So that those three things just together are super cool. And then I also have horns going at the same time, and my dad's guitar I recorded on its amp through my microphone, and then I think it just distorted a little bit. So this is how it sounds like raw coming from the microphone. Added EQ and some distortion. That's how you get that sound. Another thing that's noticeable is the chimes. And then that synth that I showed earlier, I'm now pitching it up. You can see it's being automated right here if I can find it. Yeah, so the pitch is going up. And of course the drums change a little bit. I have an entirely new snare, and the bongo rhythm changes. So here's the new bongo rhythm. And here's the old bongo rhythm. Again, the new one. So yeah, there's just a bunch of things going on, like even more of the crazy synths. And the harmonica. Right in my left ear. So we're gonna get to the harmonica in a second. So after that weird section is just like a breakdown. I just, automate everything. Like the piano goes down a little bit. The synth from earlier comes back in. These synths from earlier come back in. There are not many drums except for the bongos that come in later. One important thing is the background vocals, which is this. That's just me singing in French. You can hate on it, whatever. Like translating it shortly is like, to everybody that I know, like, you only got one life, which is right here. That was like one of the first things I came up with for the song. There's just something catchy along with this melody, the lyrics that are happening right here. Okay, so now for the second weird part, which is my favorite part. Here is the bass, piano, and that synth again from earlier. I mean, this goes hard. A funny thing I realized when I first filmed this is that the horns that I mentioned earlier just drop out. They're not even there except for right here because of the notes. Okay, so let's go to my favorite part, the harmonica, okay? Here's how it sounds in the mix. I mean, it's just so cool. So here's how it sounds by itself. So that's just like how I recorded it. I mean, you can see I've chopped it up a little bit, and all it did was add a compressor, distortion, 2 distortions. So here's how it sounds straight from the mic. It's very quiet, but if I add the compressor back, it does nothing. If I add all the first distortion, and that second distortion just makes it gnarly. And it has some reverb and delay on it, and that's about it. I mean, it's just super cool. And I recorded the guitar again. And there's a bunch of effects. And in this weird section, there's this guitar. I just basically loop the guitar over and over again and pitch it up. But yeah, this harmonica part is just so cool. It just adds so much. Another weird thing you probably don't hear, which is super funny, is this thing that I recorded. Yeah, that's in the song. It's just like anything that I can add that just like adds something to the mix, I'm just gonna do it. And there's of course more synth effects, and this one is super cool right here. It always messes with my ears when I listen to it, because it's like ping pong delay or something. And this one sounds super cool with the drum fills, which are new in this section, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So here's a drum fill with it, and it sort of sounds like the snare drops. It's super cool. Here's another one, which you can definitely hear. And then the drum fill with the snare drop. Super crazy stuff. I'm really happy with how this came out. Yeah, the drum pattern just constantly changes. You can see that here, like, I mean, that's just like wild right there. Yeah, so now there are 3 risers in this section. There's just a lot going on. And then the outro is just sick. And I have some synth effects going on there too. I mean, it's a super cool project. I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you've watched the whole thing through and after when I talk about the artwork, just let me know if there's something else in this project that like you saw and you want me to dive into, because I sort of just like, I had to re-record this and I didn't want to talk about everything again. Yeah, so just like drop a comment and let me know, or just DM me. I can just make another video about it. This is just like a really weird song, and I'm just experimenting. I was trying to write something sad, but it ended up being like weirdly trippy, sort of upbeat, whatever, I don't know. But it's just about, you know, you only got one life, so live it how you want to. So yeah, here's the whole project. It's crazy. And then I mastered it myself, and it became one life. And the picture, let me pull that up actually. Okay, so here's the original photo I took for the cover art. And here's what it looks like after. Cool. I just like colored it in DaVinci, did a little circle with a mirrored version of itself. So this is a picture of a not a pineapple, people think is a pineapple because of that, but it's actually like, it's a sago palm. We have one in our yard, and it's super cool. Let me pull up another picture. Okay, so this is what the plant looks like from another angle. This looks like there's rope around it, but those are just sticks. I don't know why. That's pretty cool. These are like basically palm trees or just plants. You know, just look it up. Okay, and that's One Life. I hope you learned something. I don't really know how to teach, and I'm also like not trying to give everything I do away in case some like really experienced producers like watching this and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna steal that. So I'm gonna say no. But I'm also still learning, so like whatever, you know. I hope that this like gave casual listeners insight to what I do, because it's like pretty complicated. That's why these songs just take so long, is because I'm doing so much. I mean, all these little clips, you can see these lines. I've had to like cut them up and like, yes, I duplicate them later on, but I got to figure it out first. Anyway, thanks for watching.